How's it going, everyone? We are back today on Tuesday, going over another episode of the Digging Into series or the Deep Dive series. I'm gonna have to create a playlist on YouTube. I'm just gonna name it Digging In. So where we take a topic, and most of the time we use AI now. We're AI these days. We use AI to go through and explain it, and talk about its relevance to PulseChain. So very excited about this one. Stablecoins, big topic. A lot of really interesting people. Had all kinds of people on the show before talk about stablecoins and on PulseChain and all this stuff before too. And now I get to do it by myself. Yay, using AI and giving my own commentary and nuance as well. So very excited. Put your question in the chat. We'll go for about maybe 35 minutes or so. And hopefully you'll leave better informed and maybe learn a little bit about the different options of stablecoins, technology used, the differences and stuff on PulseChain. So excited to get into it. Let me say hi to the chat, and we will get started. Red Squirrel, number one, as usual. What's happening, man? Good to see you. Always good to see you in the chat. Umberto, hello. Are you down south somewhere? I forget where it is, but Dominican Republic, somewhere through there. Welcome. Jay, everything. How's it going? Good to see you. PWC to the moon, the PDI to a puck. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how the P copies do, especially once we things really get heated up on PulseChain. All the P copies, the liquidity bonding, the promise of PulseChain, that's going to be fun to watch. Chad, John, or Swans, the muscles of the muscles. I have to take a deep breath before I even think about that 14,000 pack he's got going on there. The avatar says it all. Says everything we need to know. Yep, DR. That's what I thought. Good to see you, man. Welcome back. All right, let's get into it. Let me pull up Perplexity and we'll get started. If you haven't used Perplexity yet, you haven't been watching my streams or have been ignoring the stuff I've been talking about. Perplexity is essentially replaced Google at this point for me. Really fun tool. Uses some GPT engines, can use different stuff. I recommend the pro version. Free version, I'm sure does fine, but the pro version I think does a lot better in different areas. And yeah, when I see something I like, I just buy it as far as stuff goes. If it's $20 a month, yeah. I've said a million times, better than Netflix subscription, I would say these days. So if you like to learn and get better and be, have a faster, cheaper way of attaining information. So let's start off with, let's say, give me 5 different types of stablecoins, and then we'll dig into some specifics. There's been plenty of things that went wrong with different types of stablecoins in the past. I'm not going to really get into all that stuff unless it just happens to come up here, but I really want to get into the different kinds of protocols and stuff that can back them. So yeah, this one's just going to give me backing by, so fiat backed, reserve, run by reserve. So I guess, yeah, this is kind of interesting to know. So for example, Tether, fiat backed stablecoin, each USDT is intended to be worth USD1. I think it is, I don't know exactly. I always hear people talk about fractionally reserved and Tether and how it's supposed to fail all the time, but it hasn't yet and all this stuff. Yeah, it's been going on for a while now. It seems as of now, as it hasn't failed, must be some kind of backing there, or we'll see something happen to it one day. Hopefully none of them fail. I don't think it's ever good for crypto when that stuff happens, at least not in the short term. Gold-backed stablecoin, pegged to the price of gold, theoretically. Okay, that's not much of a stablecoin if it's backed to a commodity that can increase the value. It should be over collateralized, I imagine, for that type of stuff. Crypto-backed stablecoins, backed by reserve other cryptocurrencies, tend to be more decentralized and less impacted by government regulations. Yeah, that's a DAI. I think DAI is, I'm going to ask about it, but I think DAI is also backed by some, I imagine maybe other stablecoins. We'll see. Money-backed stablecoins, backed reserves of commodities such as gold or real estate, tangible backed stuff. Okay, algorithmic. Yeah, that's the stuff you always hear. Algorithmic bad. However, I don't think all of them. I think there are some ways. I don't think the jury is completely out as far as those types of stable coins. I think they're hard to do correctly. So that's why a lot of people are rightfully suspicious of them and all that stuff. You see what happened with Terra Luna and all that stuff too. But yeah, as it mentions here of Terra USD. But let's dig into for a minute what backs DAI stablecoin. And stablecoins are interesting because, you know, when I first got in crypto, it was like, why would you want a stablecoin? Like, who cares? Like, you know, like, why would you, you know, price doesn't go up. Why would you want a stablecoin? And obviously there's a lot of advantages, such as being able to move in and out. You know, if you want to get into something, if you see something going down, if you're trading, right, and you see something going down a lot, or you think it's going to go down, you know, they can be like the safe haven, right? Like, as long as they don't lose peg and all that stuff, then a lot of people move money to them. When Bitcoin is like crashing and stuff, go all into stables, that sort of thing. In 2017, there was only like USDT. I think Tether was like the only one, and it ran on Omni, I want to say. It wasn't even on Ethereum back then. I think they migrated to Ethereum at some point. I think it was on Omni, which was like this Bitcoin like chain. I can't remember exactly what Omni was, but I remember all that stuff back in the day. But stablecoins wasn't even a thing, except now for DeFi, it's like, oh yeah, of course you need stablecoins, you need backing, all that stuff. So DAI is backed by a combination of different cryptocurrencies. Largest share of centralized coins being USDC, and then US PAX, so USDP, Ethereum, wrapped Bitcoin, and dozens of other cryptocurrencies. So that's actually interesting. Now, I don't think a lot of people know that. Like DAI, you know, it's a more decentralized cryptocurrency, but it's still backed by assets that have, you know, admin keys, for example, like USDC and stuff. So some other cryptocurrencies backed DAI include PAT. Yeah, I'd like to see the actual, do they have the breakdown? Yeah. Well, they probably don't have a super, let's see, does this show it? Stablecoin times fiat backed. Oh, this is just giving examples of different collateralized versus stablecoin type fiat backed. Yeah, so I guess that's a good breakdown too. Like fiat backed is just, you know, backed by supposed to be dollars. I don't know if they're fractionally reserved or not. Some of them may have differences and stuff, but backed by dollars that came from somewhere. And collateralized is like, yeah, with like DAI and stuff where, yeah, maybe backed by several different assets and maybe over collateralized. And so to, you know, have the system that's balancing to keep the peg and stuff. And then algorithmic, which we need to talk about. Algorithmic do not use traditional fiat or cryptocurrencies to collateral. Instead, their stability is maintained by algorithms and smart contracts that manage the supply. Yeah, so basically an algorithm that manages the supply of token circulation. If the stablecoin's value falls below the peg, the supply is reduced. And if it exceeds the peg, new tokens are issued to decrease its value. Yeah, very interesting. And they can happen in different ways. Yeah, very interesting. So let's see the DAI. So real world assets, Ethereum, other centralized stablecoins. Yeah, DAI is a very interesting one. So let's get into, so the ones on PulseChain. So let's ask it too, like, what are examples of stablecoins? See how much it knows on PulseChain, and how do they work? Bitfinance, I want a crypto-backed stablecoin. Is that a quote from RH on the Windio stream? Nice. Yeah. I mean, crypto-backed stablecoin. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for decentralization, right? Like if that's the, that totally fits with the narrative of this ecosystem. Decentralization, you want a decentralized, if you want a decentralized stablecoin, it's got to be backed by decentralized stuff in some way. So that's be interesting to see what happens with the copied over stuff. Is there something new introduced? Is there more community? Is there like a community decentralized thing introduced? That'd be very interesting. Belgian X, keep up the good work. Appreciate that, man. Keep up the work. All right, get back to the chat. Sorry, I can't get to everything today. I just want to, again, doing the deep dive here. So cool. Yeah, it found the top 3 that I want to talk about. Yeah, awesome. I'm telling you, Perplexity is awesome. It's basically like Google with AI. It's that, and we got it's referencing videos. There's always a coffee video, no matter what. There's always a coffee video in here. and sometimes more than one. You can see both of these are. And you got bin and Walrus up there as well. So example stablecoins include CST, USDL, and PXDC. And then we got, so CST is a one-to-one backed PRC20 token issued exclusively on PulseChain, always redeemable for $1 in fiat after doing KYC. It could be used with or without a Coast account to de-risk from PulseChain assets, lock in appreciation. Yeah, that's what people use it for. Is okay, I think the price is going to go down. I want to get into stables and then buy it on the way up or something. Otherwise, with trading, there's also staking with stablecoins these days and stuff too. So they're definitely a big use case, and they're very important that they are stable, right? Stablecoin provides a stable immediate exchange, combining the stability of traditional currencies with technology advances of cryptocurrencies such as, and easy to transfer dollars, right? Like transfer money back and forth. Of course, that's another one. So yeah, that's the one-to-one backed with the dollars and the banking relations and all that stuff. And you got USDL, part of the liquid loans lending protocol, which is relies on over collateralized deposits of PLS. And let's see if it talks about liquidity. So yeah, it doesn't mention it here, but both of these. So specifics, use case PXD are not detailed in the sources, PulseChain. So essentially, you think of them as the same type of way. I mean, just one is using. So they're both, as far as I know, they're both forks of liquidity that works on Ethereum and stuff. What's that? LUSD? Yeah, LUSD on Ethereum and USDL on PulseChain. And with PXCC, it's the Earn protocol that's bringing this to life too. With you can collateralize PulseX vaults instead of just PulseChain vaults. So you got collateralizing stablecoins minted from PLS with USDL on PulseChain, and stablecoins minted from PulseX on PulseChain. So, because I know they're both liquidity, so let's say explain how liquidity stable coins work, and I'll just say both. Well, I'll just say this, like verify, like being able to fact check stuff like here too. Verify liquid loans and PowerCity PXDC are liquidity forks. Let me do a little bit extra research to form a better story too. Show their relationship with liquidity. If you haven't tried fresh lemon tea, I recommend it. Very soothing, good for the voice, good stuff. So liquid loans, two protocols involved liquidity pools. Yeah, why is it still not picking that up? No. So you're going in the wrong direction here. Are indeed liquidity forks, meaning they're both adaptations. Yeah, I mean, there may be some nuance here with the Earn protocols. No, I mean, there's a lot of the mechanics are pretty. I mean, mechanics are, a lot of them are the same too. I'm sure there's some differences. Okay, this is not getting me what I want to talk about though. Let's do this. Yeah, I love the related. It'll actually come up with good questions too. So let's see this one. What's the difference between liquidity stablecoins and other types of stablecoins? Warfield asks, why is Perplexity better than OpenAI premium subscription? So I've talked before, but Perplexity, think about Perplexity, the way I use it is when I'm doing coding or something, I'll use GPT premium. I use OpenAI GPT premium subscription. I'll use the custom GPTs for coding or image generation or just the generic interface and stuff too. And it has web access. It can access the web. It can draw pictures and all that stuff. A lot of great features. But with Perplexity, it's more of like I use it for when instead of Googling something, I use Perplexity because it accesses the web by default. It kind of just knows how to get all the resources together and references and all that stuff. So it's much more of a search. Yeah, I use like GPT more for coding or more for image generation, stuff like that. But Perplexity is what I replace Google with, essentially, if that makes sense. It's just like a nicer interface when I'm searching for answers to do research on stuff. Like if you try them both, you'll see the difference. I mean, I think to me, it became pretty obvious. I was like, okay, because otherwise I would give one up, right? I'd be like, okay, I'll only need one of these, but I felt compelled to keep both of them because Perplexity did such a good job researching stuff, and GPT doesn't do as good job, but it does other things really well. And it's like, $20 a month for each. You can choose, but for me, like I do a lot. I use both a lot. So, all right. So liquidity stablecoins, but not explicitly defined separate category. Let's see, primary use case. So, okay, you're not. Okay, I don't think it got the liquidity protocol stablecoins. Let's see. Let me rewrite. Okay, cool. And you can actually edit. So if you click a question, it'll make it as if you said it. So you can go back and edit it and change it too, which is pretty cool. So protocol. I'll just remove stablecoins, redundant at that point. It talks about liquid loans is like the example. So the difference between liquidity protocols such as liquid loans, top stable coins. Okay, so mechanism, over collateralized to issue stable coins. Users lock up cryptocurrency, Pulse indicates liquid loans. Collateral on smart contract and mint a stable coin against the collateral. Protocol ensures stability through over collateralization, meaning the value of the locked cryptocurrency exceeds the value of minted stable coins. This excess collateral acts as a buffer against market volatility. You know what happens if it gets super volatile, redemptions, liquidations, stuff like that. And then decentralization, autonomy. These protocols are often decentralized and autonomous, not relying on smart contracts. Okay. Yeah, 0% interest rates. I think there is a fee when you create it, vaults, but no interest rates, pay it back whenever. And then use case for DeFi applications, including lending, borrowing, yield farming, private stable medium. Yeah, yield arbitrage, all that stuff. Other top stablecoins, so you have the protocol backed with collateral backed protocol. And then you have the fiat backed ones we talked about, crypto backed ones, which are backed by other cryptos. So it could be more decentralized or less. Commodity backed ones, algorithmic stablecoins. That stuff too. I wonder, so TrueUSD, I'll bring this one up because I know that was pretty popular for a while at least. Curious, is that a fiat backed one? TrueUSD operates by utilizing smart contracts, Ethereum blockchain, and issuing redemption tokenized version US dollar. So if they want to acquire TUSD, they start by depositing US dollars in escrow accounts. Yeah, that's okay. It was escrow, right? So escrow, and then managed by trust companies. The deposit acts as a trigger for the trust token platform smart contract. It mints an equivalent amount of USD. Okay, interesting. So like minting and burning, which sounds like how Coast does it too. So I'm gonna ask it too. What's the difference? It sounds like they do minting and burning, similar fashion. So what is the difference in mechanics between 0xCoast, CST, stablecoin, and TrueUSD? So differ primarily in the approach to issuance, redemption, and underlying structure supports values. Okay, that sounds like a difference in issue and redemption. CST is issued in PulseChain network pegged to 1-to-1 with USD. Both digital account convert USD for redemption, burn USD, triggers back to conversion. So fully backed in USD. Okay. Going back. I mean, it sounds pretty similar. Collateral backed by. And just one is escrow and one is used by the banking partner, I guess. Reserves, banking partner versus escrow. I'm not sure. There's to users, not much of a difference, right? You still burn and mint. Yeah. Both are pegged to USD, fiat reserves. Okay, cool. That give you an idea too of how those two different ones work. Okay, just for fun, let's ask you this. What could give PulseChain ERC20 copies of stablecoins value? Let's see. Let's just see. I'm just curious, like what it comes up with. I'm not trying to. I don't want to get all these different like stuff about PDI and otherwise. I'm just curious, like how it even thinks about this. I like to hear a lot of different perspectives because I know some people are like, oh, that doesn't work. Some people are like, oh, it's obvious. And I'm just curious. I'm here for just objective thinking about this stuff. So the value of PulseChain ERC20 copies of stablecoins could potentially be derived from several factors, although it's important to note these factors face significant challenges and skepticism for broader crypto community. Here's some potential sources of value: market demand. Yeah, so it's speculation, right? There's a significant demand to copy gain value. Demand cover users want to transact on PulseChain, willing to use or trade these despite lack of backing. Community support. Yeah, I mean, pretty similar. Perceived value. Again, just speculation. Oh, you recognition unlikely to be issues of the original stablecoins decide to honor those. Yeah. I mean, that's not a thing. But that would be. What if they just migrated to the PulseChain? What if the stablecoin issuers just said that the transaction fees are just too high on Ethereum, and they invalidated all the ones on Ethereum and they migrated to PulseChain? Come on, we just need one of them to do it. That would be one of the most epic things I've ever seen. That's why, like, I'm joking about it, right? Like, it's not gonna happen, but that would be crazy. If even a small one did it, it'd be like, you know what? We're migrating the stablecoin to PulseChain. Wow. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we can dream, right? Speculations. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these tie in speculation. Utility on DeFi. You know what? This is a pretty interesting one. So if somebody built a platform that could, again, you want a utility narrative, right? If somebody built a platform that only used the copied ones over, like, I don't know, you could stake. You only like stake. You can only stake those stable coins and earn like high APR or something, right? That's something I haven't seen yet. Like, I'm not even sure if it makes sense, but I'm just thinking of like these different things. It'd be interesting. ARB opportunities. I mean, it's hard to justify ARB opportunities because what are you ARBing? Like what value, what ratio is set? I mean, I guess there is a set by the market, but like, how does that become permanent, right? Like, what do you like the chance of arbing it when the ratio could change because all the different stuff. Interesting. Yeah. Okay, let's get into how could you make a fully decentralized stable coin on PulseChain. I'm actually going to ask it for examples of. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna stop it for a minute. Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to stop it and ask it, because I want to give me examples too. Like, I want to know, are there more examples of stablecoins that are like fully decentralized on Ethereum? Provide examples let's just say fully decentralized stablecoins. Let's just say backed by, I mean, it's backed by crypto, right? Like, that's how you get fully decentralized, just generally speaking, on Ethereum or other blockchains. Let's try that. So Leveraging principal mechanisms implied decentralized step-by-step approach. Creating fully decentralized stablecoin PulseChain exists on the decentralized blockchain. Okay. Immutable and governance-free smart contract. Okay. Crypto collateralization backed by a basket of cryptocurrencies held in a smart contract, ensuring over collateralization to absorb price volatility of the assets. Yeah, I think that's the biggest. That's the big one to make sure. Yeah. That's why people talked about like, oh, would you use Hex or Pulse as collateral for a stablecoin? And I think the high volatility, right? The high volatility is a feature, right? So you would probably want to use less volatile assets to back it, or use assets that you believe will be less volatile in the future, appreciating or volatile, but it shouldn't go down. Yeah, I don't know if there's a self-balancing system where it mints more as it needs it and it burns more as it can. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just brainstorming here. Different interesting pieces here. Users will be able to lock up PulseChain other accept cryptocurrencies. Yeah, if you'd be able to. Well, yeah, I mean that's collateral. So we have liquidity and stuff for PulseChain and PulseX to back it for over collateralized. But could you have one that's made up of a? Why couldn't you do that? Why couldn't you have a basket instead of having one? Why not have a basket? And maybe you incentivize certain assets more than others. So you give, if you want more ETH in it or wrapped ETH or something, or if you want more Pulse, then you want some other coin that's you think is more volatile. Like you encourage less volatile assets maybe that are more proven and all that stuff. Could be interesting. Implement algorithms, smart contracts to automatically adjust the supply, change the market value of collateral. Yeah, kind of like we talked about DAI here. Utilize decentralized oracles, provide real-time price feeds, collateralized assets. So basically decentralized infrastructure, the different ways of getting information, liquidity pools, incentives, create liquidity indexes. Yeah, so have liquidity pools, deep liquidity for stablecoin, of course. Yeah, audits, let's see, or auditability. So fully decentralized crypto, fully decentralized, but again, if it's backed by other stable coins that have admin keys, then it's like, is it fully or is it mostly or is it, partially? So it maintains its peg to USD through autonomous system smart contracts known as Maker Protocol. Yes, so LUSD, decentralized Ethereum-based stablecoin that's collateralized by Ethereum. So offers interest-free loans against, same thing. So this is the ETH equivalent for liquid loans on PulseChain and PowerCity. Earn protocol, stability maintains system redemption and issuance based on an algorithmic monetary policy. Yeah, okay. And an SUSD synthetic USD coin, part of the synthetics protocol, allows for creation of synthetic assets to track the value of external assets. Fiat currencies, cryptocurrencies, commodities. Interesting. Yeah. Don't know much about that one, but okay. Very cool. All right, just got a couple minutes left. You guys have any questions? Let's look in the chat. I don't see all the questions. Yeah, so we went over. Oh yeah, let's talk about bridge stablecoins. So explain how bridges work and bridged stablecoins on PulseChain from Ethereum. Let's talk about bridge. That's the other big piece of stablecoins that if you go to gopulse.com, go over to the bridge, you can see a huge chunk of DAI, got ETH on there, USDC, but got about 62, 76, around 80, 75, 80,000 or 75, $80 million worth of stablecoins on the bridge. Well, plus CST. So you got over 80 million stablecoins on the bridge. So it's a big part of PulseChain as well. So how bridges work, core mechanism. So primary function of blockchain bridges allow the transfer of assets from one blockchain to another. This is achieved through processes known as locking and minting. Yeah, very important, very fundamental for bridges. and reverse process, burning and minting, transfer assets. So locking minting, when transferring an asset from blockchain A to blockchain B, the bridge locks the original asset in the smart contract and mints the equivalent of the wrapped on blockchain B. And then the reverse process to transfer the asset back to the original blockchain, the wrapped asset is burned, destroyed, and the original asset is unlocked and minted back. This ensures the total supply of asset remains constant across the blockchain. So that's how bridges generally work. And then Operation Bridge relies on smart contracts managing and locking and minting mechanisms, Oracle's fetching external data, validators, and relayers for validating transactions, and multi-signature wallets for added security. So yeah, I mean, that's what you're doing when you're using PulseChain Bridge, right? You're locking. So when you transfer something over, you're locking it up and you're minting it on the other side. And you're on the other side when you go back to the original chain, wherever the wrapped asset came from, you're burning it on on the side you're at, and then you're minting it back, putting it back on the original one. So wrap Pulse, wrap Ethereum, locking, minting, burning. That's the general process for how these bridges work. And you have bridge validators and like I said, different stuff for security. So trusted bridges, blockchain has earned, and then trusted bridges, leverage smart contracts. Let's see. Yeah, so Ethereum, $100 USDC, lock deposit USDC. So it goes there, and then it mints. Then you have the wrapped USDC. Yeah, so you bridge it over, you got it wrapped on Polygon or wherever. I love this little NFT guy. I use them on a lot of different thumbnails before too. And the other side comes back, burned, and then minted back over there. So yeah, that's a great diagram to show how it works too. This is a lot of stuff going on that one. Okay, here you go. So really just so sends wrapped ETH to the bridge, and then burns the wrapped ETH, and then the Ethereum side releases the ETH on that side. So there you go. Yeah, pretty cool. That's what I like about Perplexity. It gives you you ask this concept, it'll go get all the diagrams for this stuff too. Amazing, right? So that's bridging. So bridge stablecoins, PulseChain to Ethereum. So yeah, like smart contract, equivalent values minted. Basically, know how it works. Yeah, vital role in enhancing the interoperability and utility. Value, a lot of values locked there. Seamless asset transactions, spanning possibility, a lot of So the value of the network is like what's on the bridge or it comes up native. You got stuff bridged in and or minted and stuff like that too. Pretty cool to see value on blockchains and stuff like that, and how it goes back and forth between networks. So all right, don't see any questions there. I will wrap it up then. Pretty fun, pretty cool to dig into, and hopefully you learned about stablecoins and how this stuff works. So that's all we got for you today. Come back tomorrow. Got a super exciting stream. Going to go over a lot of stuff with Nuclear Herbs, a resident, highly honorable former attorney who will not give you legal advice, but we'll be discussing a lot of stuff on Richard Hart, SEC, Coinbase cases, just different relevant examples around crypto and all the recent stuff happening. So very excited about that. That's all I got for you today, though. Scivive and 5555. We are out.